guys, welcome to another episode of the Personal PR Show. And today we are here with Emily. Emily Byrd is in the house. Emily is a coach, business coach, many things coach. We'll dive into that in a second. But today we're going to talk about how to create a personal brand from the inside out. Oh my God, it's such a good topic because when we talk about personal branding, Emily, a lot of people are like, oh my God, yeah, this is so superficial. And I'm like, no, you have to talk to Emily and she will tell you that it can be very profound as well, right? So Emily, welcome to the Personal PR Show. How are you?
Oh, thank you. I'm so well. I'm so happy to be here with you, Jess. Thanks for having me.
We're so excited to have you here. Where are you in the world? You're in the States, right?
Yes. I'm in North Carolina, Raleigh, Durham area.
Wow. So it's like 10:37 for you a.m. Perfect.
Yes.
Coffee time. That's good. Yeah, me, I'm drinking tea. It's nearly 5 p.m. here. We're not able to have coffee anymore at this time. Yes. So Emily, I read in your bio that you have been in business as a coach for 10 years already. Oh my God. Because I feel that like Diana as well, who was on the show like until a few minutes ago, she's been a coach for 10 years as well. But most of the people that I talk with have been in business as coaches for the past 2, 3, 4 years max, right? Because there has been this boom, right? So what was your experience starting out as a coach already 10 years ago? There weren't that many coaches back then.
Oh, well, so I've had multiple businesses for 10 years. I had a hair salon for 7 years. I had a yoga studio. I had a registered yoga school where I led certification programs and trained and mentored new yoga teachers. So that's when I really got into coaching. Now, as a hairdresser, I will say I was definitely coaching behind the chair, doing your hair, helping you feel better, asking powerful questions. So I actually resisted the term coach for a long time. I didn't want it. I felt like it was cheesy. I didn't want to be a life coach. That's so corny. I was really resistant to the label. And it wasn't until I was basically like shook. Like my mom was like, you are a coach. You need to just own it. And I was like, okay, I will. And that was about 4 years ago. And so I retired from my hair salon. I sold my yoga studio just before COVID hit. Divine timing for me, bad timing for the buyer. But I did that in effort to really shed the brick and mortar business life and move into having an online business. And this is how I launched my coaching business at the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic. And I was already life coaching totally offline. I moved into the more organic online space a couple of years ago. So.
Oh, amazing. Divine timing. Well said. Absolutely. Wow.
Yeah.
Shift from life coaching into business coaching, because you still have a life coaching angle today, but you're mainly helping people with their businesses, right?
100%. So it was like June of 2020 where we all kind of came up for air, me and my clients. And I realized that all of my clients at that moment were business owners, and I was helping them strategize on a daily basis how to pivot their business. It was June 2020. No one could be in their brick and mortar anymore. Everyone was doing online. I had yoga studio owners. I had other hairdressers. I had acupuncturists, like brick and mortar owners that didn't know how to survive, how to keep their business alive and make money. And so we were all pivoting every day. And that's when I really dropped into, I love this. I love business as the avenue for personal growth and development and expansion. And it is the most unique path that we can create for ourselves to create the impact that we want, to live a life of purpose, and to yield results that we can't even imagine. I could not 5 years ago, 2 years ago, 10 years ago, I couldn't even imagine where I sit today. And that's the power of really staying on the path.
Yeah, totally. So good. Wow. And we know also that when you help business owners with their business, you have, let's say, a particular focus on personal branding. And this is going to be today's conversation, right? And our title for today's conversation says how to create a personal brand from the inside out, right? So this is where you bring your probably life coaching angle. So what is your procedure like? What is your methodology? Do you have maybe a few steps that you usually follow?
Yeah. So okay. If you're a coach, and I'm not sure, I feel like there's a lot of coaches in your audience. If you are a coach, you need to have a framework. And I will harp on this. I will die on this hill. You need to have a framework. And don't worry, don't stress. The frameworks will come as you're working with clients. You will start to develop, but you need to be in the looking of your framework. Always. What's the process? What's the journey? How do I get them from point A to point B? So with personal branding, there's absolutely a framework that I hold inside of my business. And first of all, let me just presence the context that personal branding is so much more than a logo, fonts, the feel of your website. In fact, that actually comes last, right? But so many try to build their brand from that surface starting point, and they just don't make headway. They don't make that impact. It just kind of melts into all of the other noise on the internet, right? So if you're a solopreneur, if you have a small team, if you are a service-based entrepreneur, do not wait too long. Don't wait too late. Do this work now. Your products and services will become irresistible and more magnetizing to your clients and prospects, because people invest in people. This is why the personal brand is so important. We all buy what we want to feel. And you have an opportunity to really help your dream clients, customers, prospects, audience feel a certain way. We all buy what we want to feel. So when you develop your personal brand and really embody it by being the embodiment of your work, right? We have the opportunity to help our audience feel a certain way. And so I would want to ask your audience right now, how are you doing that? How is the feeling that you want to convey? How is that coming through right now, just in your personal brand presence? And I'd love to share high level what the journey is, the process, the framework that I like to guide my clients through.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Please, we're all ears.
Okay. Well, first, and you may want to take notes for this or just come back and watch the replay, but it starts with owning your story. Your whole story, not just the baby story that helped you start your business, your whole story, the shadowy parts of your story, the light parts of your story, how you've integrated your light into your shadow, the good, the bad, the old, the young, those pivotal moments of your life. You have to own it all and look at it all as an encompassing journey, your story, from the moment you were born to the moment we are here, we share right here together right now. This is the journey of your life, and you get to own it all, right? From the good and the bad. And it's oftentimes there are parts of our story that we leave out because we have shame, or we have guilt, or we have embarrassment. And this is a really great opportunity for you to really own all of your story so that you can stand proudly in your own 2 feet. This is where I am. This is who I am. This is how I got to where I am today. This is so relatable to your audience. You can tell when someone's not owning their whole story because there are parts of them and their past that they leave out. And what does that do for buyers? We don't trust. I don't trust you. I'm not going to buy from you if I feel like you're hiding something from me.
That's true.
Right? So we got to own it all. We got to own it all. So that's step 1. Own your story. Own the entirety of your story. Own the part of your story that hasn't even happened yet.
Oh, that's a good one.
Right? Own the future.
Duly noted.
And
Awesome.
then from step 2, I would say this is high level. There's a lot more that goes to this, but from core values to pillars. Okay. So in the online space, especially, there's a buzz around your content buckets. Okay. Who here has heard of their content buckets? Who has content buckets? Okay. We all know our content buckets. I like to go a little bit deeper, right? From the inside out. So I like to help my clients transform their core, like deep, innate core values into their personal brand pillars. And this ensures authenticity, and no parts of you are left out of your business, your brand, your voice, your impact, who you are, and what you stand for. Okay. So I can give example of my core values, how they translate into my personal brand pillars, if that would serve.
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
Totally.
Okay. Okay. So I've got 5 core values, and 2 of them are paired together into one personal brand pillar. And that personal brand pillar is the center, if you will. It is the center of my personal brand. And it's my intention that this value or pillar is felt throughout all of my messaging, all of my products, my services, the experience that people have of me, always present. Okay. So we'll get to that. But the first value I have, core value, is growth. Okay. And if you're in this space, you probably share that value as well. Yeah. So growth is my core value, and how I translate that into a personal brand pillar is expansive energy. Because I believe that when we commit to a life of growth, our energy expands. Right. And this is important because it means that our impact will live on. When we're gone, we're still expansive in our energy. Right.
Yes.
The other core value, purpose. Purpose is a core value of mine. How I translate this into a personal brand pillar, it used to be called embodied entrepreneurship. Now I call it the higher CEO self.
Yes,
and I
which is
share
something
that.
Well, yes.
Yes. And so I share that. I changed it because as you grow and evolve, so will your brand.
Yeah.
Take your brand with you. Okay. Another core value I have is authenticity or truth, right? Truth telling, truth seeking, being 100% authentically you. And how that I translate that into a personal brand pillar is the brave path. We are walking a brave path when we commit to telling the truth, seeking the truth, and living fully expressed in our own authenticity. This is brave.
Yes, totally.
And it's really important for entrepreneurs to be brave.
Otherwise, you shouldn't be an entrepreneur, to be honest, right? If you're not brave,
you won't make it. Yeah. And the 2 shared core values that translate into one pillar are love and divine freedom. So love and divine freedom translates into spirit-led, heart-centered. And so I want to invite everyone watching, everyone listening, to really dial into your own core values. And then you can uniquify them into a personal brand pillar. And if you get stuck and you're like, well, I don't know how to do that, that's Emily's process. At least living by your values and expressing your products, your services, your business through your values, making sure that everything is present. All values are always present. This is the first step, right, to really creating that personal brand captivation.
Yes. Exactly. Oh God, yes, I love that. So I have written down a few. Thank you also for the translation. So the values that translate directly into your personal brand pillars. That is awesome. And that was step number 2, right? Did I understand it correctly? So we think step number 3. I'm really curious about that now. It's good that I'm taking notes, so I really see where we are and what we haven't touched on yet.
Yeah, I love that. I love that you're taking notes. Okay, so finally, I want you all to get to know and master your sun and your moon.
So what does it mean? Is it the masculine and the feminine?
It is. Well, I love that you said that. So cosmically, the sun and the moon are the representations of masculine and feminine energy. Right. So sun doesn't move in the solar system, and we all revolve around the sun, which is very much that masculine energy. It's linear, it shines, that is its purpose. And so on a psychological level, the sun can translate into the identity, right? Who we identify as. And Our core id, our core ID it's fixed, it's immovable, right? So when it comes to knowing your sun in your personal brand, this is about knowing what they say about you when you walk in the room, to your face, what you're known for. So how Jessica introduced me today, she was introducing the sun of my personal brand. I'm a coach. I have a lot of experience, 10 plus years of being in business, being a guide, a leader, an entrepreneur. And this is what she said about me when I walked into the room.
Yeah.
And she was right on target. So it gives me feedback to know that I'm doing a good job. I'm doing a good job with my personal brand, the sun. So your sun is what they say about you when you walk in the room, what you're known for. Okay. Your moon is cyclical, right? It goes through phases. It is the feminine, and feminine is all about feeling, right? The embodiment. Okay. So the moon is like your essence, your personal brand essence. And this is what they say about you when you leave the room. And moon and feminine is about feeling. So this is about how you make people feel. And we all know that quote, it's people will not remember what you said or what you did, but they will always remember how you make them feel.
Yes.
Right.
Definitely.
So knowing your sun and mastering your moon, mastering how you make people feel. Yeah.
Oh my God, I love that. Yeah, I have a question, which it comes not from me, but from Devil's Advocate, which is you will still make people feel something even when you are in the room. And we know that the sun is there when you are in the room, right? Yes. So how do we reconcile that?
I feel like that's integration.
Integration. Oh, I love that.
Right. Because if we're showing up in our confidence and in our personal brand and our own core identity, this is who I am. This is how I want to show up. This is what I want to be known for. That's all ego, right? Healthy, integrated ego. It's healthy sun. And then if we're in our moon, we want to connect with the audience. We want to connect with, if you're being visible, right? This group is all about visibility and empowerment and your business showing up, being credible, being visible. So you want to have both. You want to have that solid, sturdy, fixed sun of this is who I am. This is why I show up. This is what I'm known for. And also you want to be human, right? Be the being who's connecting with the audience and helping them evoke a certain type of emotion. How do people want to feel? Right? Go back to your client detailing or your customer profiling. How does your audience really want to feel? What's their deeper desired emotional state? We all buy what we want to feel. So in your personal brand, the moon energy, you want to make sure that you're offering access to that. Like I know that my people, they want to feel confident as business owners. I work with coaches and other service-based entrepreneurs in the 0 to 3 zone. Like they are in 0 to 3 years of their business. They're in 0 to 300K annual revenue. They're in 0 to 3. And so I know that my people want to feel empowered. They want to feel clear. They want to feel aligned. They want to know that they want to be confident. They want to know that they can actually build a viable business. So my personal brand is it's intended to help you feel that. I want you to feel that because I know that that's really important for you. It's important for me too.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh my God, I love this. It's so exhaustive. I've been taking notes and it feels so much. And I think I have to revisit the notes as well to really, really integrate everything they have just said and internalize it and apply it as well. I love I think the easiest to remember is the sun and the moon because it's an image, right? And images are the easiest to remember. So well done on this image and, and the role that the sun and the moon play in personal branding. So good. Emily, I am very sad because we are approaching the end of our conversation. I mean, in the next 3 to 4 minutes, but I do have a question for you that might take us for 3 or 4 minutes. So let's go with it. So what is something that I haven't asked you over the past 26 minutes, but I should have asked you? Basically, what is it that we should talk about last?
There's something about, I love this question. I just watched you ask this question to Deanna and I was like, what's mine?
Yes.
And then it was,
I've had 9 here, I've asked it to 90 people, this question. Every person reacts in a different way. Some people hate it. Some people are like, oh, this is the question of the century.
I feel like it is. I feel like it is the question of the century. And I was watching your live with her and I was thinking, oh, what if the question I have in mind, she already asks. So like, I won't even think about it. I'm just going to be in the moment. Here's what I'll say is I can tell when someone hasn't done their personal branding work. And I see how it impacts their business and how they sell their products, how they sell their services, how they show up online. So I would say the question that you didn't ask me, that you could have asked me in the top of our conversation, if they didn't know we were talking about personal branding today, it could have been something along the lines of, Emily, what is one of the most important blind spots that new entrepreneurs have? What are they missing that they don't even realize they're missing?
Yeah. Oh my God, Emily. So we've talked about many things, but I still have one question, which is, what is the blind spot that entrepreneurs have? And of course, they don't know that they have because it's a blind spot.
Yeah. I would say the biggest blind spot that I see is new entrepreneurs don't realize the importance of their personal brand and having it awakened and filtered throughout all that they do. Your personal brand is your marketing's partner.
Yeah.
We don't want a single marketing. We don't want to be a single marketing being in our business. We want to have a partner. Personal brand is the partner to your marketing strategy, how you show up, the plan that you create. So I would say that people don't know because they have a misconception of personal branding. They think it's logos, font, website. It's not that at all. It's not that at all. And you can tell when someone hasn't done their personal brand work. It's very obvious to me, especially. So this is the blind spot, not prioritizing and not seeing the value and the importance of personal brand work.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh my God. Wow. This has been amazing. You blew my mind. I knew this conversation was going to be good, but I didn't know it was going to be so profound, right? With so many notes that I took here as well. And I know I say this often to my guests, but I really have this feeling, and I have it right now as well. We only scratched the surface, Emily. There's so much more that we have to know about you and your reflections, about personal branding, but about business in general as well. So please come back to the Personal PR Show.
I would love that. And I would love to know, I'm going to task you with a little bit of work. Okay.
Oh
Has anyone ever done this before?
I did. Okay, let's hear. What is it?
I want to know your personal brand pillars. So I would love to see what you start to come up with when it comes to translating your values into pillars, and keep me posted. Let me know what you come up with, because I'm so curious.
I will.
I already have an idea of a couple. This is one of my superpowers. I can sit with someone and I'm like, I know your framework and I know your pillars. So I can't wait to hear yours. There's your homework.
I already have a couple of things in mind. I'll get back to you very, very soon. And this is something, these are the things that we can talk about in the next episode of the Personal PR Show, right? Or we can talk about different things. Oh my God, this has been amazing. Thank you so much, Emily, for your wisdom, for your expertise, and for the amazing feelings that you gave us, because you have been an amazing moon over the past 30 minutes.
Thank you. So good to be with you.
Yeah, it was amazing. Thank you so much again. Thank you guys for following us. And I'll see you very soon, I think tomorrow, for another episode of the Personal PR Show. Bye, everyone. Ciao, time. Ciao.